for Free Flight Brighton. This video is a short introduction to how to assess the conditions in advance of flying. It's only brief, and the full video is in depth on RTV for subscribers only. You have to email me direct to be able to do that. Now, what are we going to do? Well, first off, we're going to call this let's say Wednesday. And this is the charts you've got very loose. You've got a low pressure 998. You've got a high pressure there of 1008. Now they're pretty good numbers. Just point out the pressure is 1032 millibars. Air sinks a lot quicker, therefore you can't go up. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you will really have to go and subscribe to RTV to go into detail. But moving on quickly, what I would say is that it's all going to track northeast. The high pressure and low pressure will start to move in that general direction in the northern hemisphere. So what we do is we may find by Saturday we've got this sort of airflow. And I'll just explain what that means. Obviously the airflow here and this high pressure is not originating from the north. Due north would be there. That makes a huge difference to how the air is going to turn out. The other area is when it's north, you can predict your site you're probably to go to. And remember, 1008 very important. That would be a good pressure to be flying in. It's not a ridge soaring day if we were to say April with that. It's not a north wind, remember, not a true north wind. It's not originating from there, but it'd be cold. So you've got north direction down here, sort of thing, coming there, and it's in the month of April. Big hot sun. Sun's going to pop up, do its thing. With regards to the sun, really important to understand. It's in the east. It's going to go off, obviously, in the west. And if you were to just do this quickly. Let's get rid of all that. Or have we still got that then? If we give it another layer. Okay. Now, if we were to simply just take this as a devil's diet, for instance, you go like that. And then you've got the sun. Depending on where the sun is this time of year, obviously it could be over here, could be over there. But it's going to melt the area in front. Which is going to be in frost. So all of that's frost. And when that happens, you get massive convections, and obviously then it's no good to ridge soar. I know that doesn't look like devil's diet. Just add in a bit here for you. Northwest and north, that ridge up and down there. Anyway, to get a full analogy of how it all works, you will have to subscribe to something called RTV. This is just very basic assessment, quite honestly. I can go into an awful lot more detail, and that's just to give you an insight. At the end of the day, site assessment, being able to predict ahead, is very important. There is absolutely no point in doing the following, which is mobile devices were not around when I started flying. There's the UK. What did I use? I used pressure charts basically to work it out. A lot of people will contact me with "we think it's on, Rob, because it says northwest with an arrow like that at 7 miles an hour on the app they have." And I always I obviously want to know. I say, well, northwest will go to Devil's Diet. It's brilliant. There's a top, Devil's Diet. Is it going to be 7 miles an hour there? Question mark. Is it going to be 7 miles an hour on the sea? Because you've got this huge ridge here, that's going to influence the wind speed. What's the pressure reading? Because that influences the lift band that we're flying in. Important to understand pressure. If you don't, it's very important to understand. If you can't understand pressure, you will fail at all days when you do your site assessment. Pressure means everything in flying. Now, is it originating from the northwest, or is it originating source? Is it going to be thermic? Is it going to be no cloud cover the night before? There's endless amount of questions. There's no way that is going to be suffice for you to drive 1 hour. So I don't know how much fuel that is, depends what car you got, from London down to the flying site to go, no, it's not on, it's too windy to go home. And that equals 2 hours of driving, plus another 4 hours on the hill, followed by wife says, did you have a good day flying? You can either lie or you can say, no, I sat around all day. And it's known about the pressure, it's known about the wind speed, and how to make a future prediction of a site assessment. There is no point in saying, I think it will be on, I'll go and have a look. That is a bad risk. It's also time. Time is the important factor. Anyway, that's enough for me. I'm done. If you want to know more, do join RTV. Many thanks.